Here's a list of 10 must-watch anime this season. But, you know, you can really not watch them. I don't really care. I mean, I don't really care, you know? Kaijuu 8 Go follows the story of a man working the cleanup section of the Demon Force, meaning after the battle is long done, he's one of the people who cleans up the mess and does not receive an ounce of credit for the important work he does. His job is basically that of the music producer. While rappers get all the praise and acclaim, the producers are just sat in the background, only rarely ever noticed for what they do. For example, on the Travis Scott song Sicko Mode, while Travis and Champagne Puppy get all the credit, what about the sound engineers? What about all the vocal sample singers? What about all of Jersey's ghostwriters? Do you even know who mixed the song? Do you even know who made the beat? Do you even know who the fuck Ty Keith is? That's exactly who our protagonist is. Our protagonist is Ty Keith. Until one day, laying in bed with a broken leg sustained doing the job, I found you.
You ain't found shit.
Forces its way down his throat, resulting in him transforming into a powerful demon. As frustrating the plot holes in this anime are, it was added to this list because despite all its flaws, about a guy who reincarnates as a goblin, retaining his past memories and skill, which allows him to gain the magical abilities and skills of whatever he eats, ranking up from goblin to orc in a very short amount of time. Earlier I said this about the show.
I have 3 problems with this show. 1. When these women are captured by goblins within a few days, why do they start falling in love with a goblin? They were stripped and taken from their lives by goblins. Captured, they lay in a cave unable to leave. So why the hell is she genuinely flirting with the enemy? 2. If they are kept alone within a storage room with weapons, why don't they ever try to escape? Bitch, you are not powerless, you're not bound by restraints, and you're not stupid. Or are you? Think up a plan and get the hell out of there. 3. The anime is trying to play the main character to be a good guy way too much, when really he doesn't need to be. It's okay for him to not be the hero of the story. The guy kills and eats creatures for power. Let him be the bad guy. That role would probably be very fitting. But he's not, which is why.
And I still stand by that. But nevertheless, that doesn't take away from the fact that this is a decent show you should be watching. You don't already? You will love teenage boys fighting after watching Windbreaker. Just look at this. Windbreaker is an action anime about an outcast boy coming to a town full of outcasts to find his place. The town houses Furin High School, a place where all fighting delinquents and outcasts gather to battle with just their fist for the top spot. But while they may fight each other, the delinquents also fight the outside opposing forces to protect the town and in exchange are loved by the townsfolk. Viral Hit is the funniest and one of the darkest animes on this list. Adapted from a Korean manga, it follows the story of Hobin, his name, a high schooler suffering the worst of bullying. From being forced to give up his hospital-lane mother's bank book, to being used as a dummy makeup model, verbal and physical abuse are just the bare minimum he suffers. On top of him needing to work and pay off loans and bills, he struggles through living a life of complete hell, until one day, he snaps.
This is America.
While having one of his bullies stream using his computer, Hobin accidentally trips over the monitor cord and drops a pot of ramen on him. Triggered, the bully says something that results in Hobin standing up for himself for the first time and thrusting his fist. Yo mama a hoe. You ain't got a daddy. When yo mama die, as payment for that dry-ass, low-quality, toppy, sloppy she gave me, all that hoes insurance money is going. That's enough! Have you ever just watched an anime that made you want to shit your pants? No? You haven't? Well, watch another. And then watch Mysterious Disappearances. It's about this female and male who work at a bookstore, and they're both just friends. Just friends. And the female is an ex-writer, and the male's maybe a neko. And everything is fine. Just fine until the female gets stuffed into the child's body and is about to die because her organs are gonna explode. On a day at work, it's the female's birthday the next day, and as a good-hearted gift from her manager, she receives an unknown book that was left at the store. Taking it home, she spends her midnight reading it, but unfortunately, this book just so happens to be a cursed item, and in doing this, she started what will bring her to the verge of death. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you. If anybody's wondering, shows added to this list are only those newly airing. So, no. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation, which is available to watch on Crunchyroll and other anime streaming services, will not be added here, no matter how good it is, and despite it so far being the best isekai Japan has ever produced. In this world, animals sometimes start talking, but that's only when they start turning into humans. Buchio is a shy cat that turns into a yokai, an animal that turns into a human, and now he has to deal with the worries, stresses, and troubles of living like a human. But there to help and support him along the way are his family, friends, and companions. This sweet, heartwarming Japanese animation does have a few sad and dark hidden elements that might sneak up on you when you're not watching. But if you've ever wanted your dog, cat, or pet to pay rent, then this is the show for you. A prince is cursed by a witch to never have kids, so he goes to another witch to lift the curse, but she tells she can't, since it's a curse in the form of a blessing, and those are stronger than curses, and he should instead try to find a woman with enough magic resistance to give birth to his children, who just so happens to be right in front of him. The great powerful witch has enough magic resistance that she's a perfect candidate, and so our dashing prince employs the Riz. This romance anime is a must-watch, as the slow-burn story of how these two fall in love will melt your heart. Alright, so imagine you were driving down the freeway, chilling, listening to Tyler the Creator, and drinking a latte, till skrrr! Oh, fuck, shit! You spill some on your shirt. Your clothes are now dirty, but that's not a problem. You're still chilling, and because you've got a fresh pair of clothes in your trunk. When you pull over, still chilling, you go to your trunk, and you open it up. You got your latte in your hand. Because you might have spilled it, but it ain't finished yet. It's still a good latte, you know what I mean? Till you look at your trunk, and you look at your clothing, and the shit's breathing. Your fucking Nike shoes, Gucci, Kanye West merch are fucking pulsating, moving up and down. You grab onto one of them fabrics and yank them out to discover a naked white woman. Your latte falls in shock, but she catches it. And is like, is this a double macchiato with coconut milk? Ugh, thank you, I've been craving this. Well, that is exactly what happens to our main character. Working as a traveling merchant, Lawrence passes by a village in the middle of a festival. After staying less than a day, he mistakenly leaves with the village's god of harvest, who decides to hitch a ride in his cart, after living in the village's wheat and ensuring good harvests for so many decades. From the very second of his birth, the Seven Prince could use magic. Now, whether or not Lloyd is a fanboy, we have yet to find out. One fateful day on his way to magic school, the betrayal that would bring his death occurs. From his own noble peers, he is killed, sentenced to death by Inferno. But to Lloyd, all of this is magnificent. It may be his death, but he savors it in amazement of what magic can do, with his only regret and wish being he could have learnt more. His wish is granted as he's reincarnated into the body of the seventh prince of the royal family. Being so far out of succession to the throne, Lloyd can take his time to do exactly what he wants: learn magic. A 7G cult kidnaps a girl for the unveiling and launch of the new network. But shortly after launching the network that's supposed to bring connectivity to all humans, it goes haywire, turning the world into something else. All humans after a certain age turn to animals, but still keep their human consciousness and intelligence. This anime's pretty chill, it's weird and has some fun adventures, so make sure to give it a watch. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe. I'll leave the name of the anime in the description, in the comment section, and yeah, I need to go find my pants. Subscribe to find my pants, hell yeah.